K-Bar TV, voice of the voices.
Yo, what you for? Ma Obibia Apaba about K-Bar TV. K-Bar TV, dear. I want to unya and send me free. So, I say, what take Abrabomun 7 now, take politics, the mood details a woman, K-Bar TV. Obama Obibia, yeah, what you can K-Bar TV, I want it.
We acknowledge the President's recent call on the Inspector General of Police to investigate election-related deaths recorded in 2020 and 2024, a commendable step towards justice and accountability. However, the President has remained conspicuously silent on the escalating attacks on public and civil servants reportedly perpetrated by loyalists of his party, the NDC. These attacks, ostensibly to protect state assets, have reportedly targeted innocent citizens, including judicial officers, causing significant damage to private and public property. A deafening presidential silence in such troubling moments risks being construed as tacit endorsement of criminality. We make this point well aware of his earlier call for calm when he was president-elect. The concerns raised by the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOSA, regarding these attacks cannot be ignored, nor can we overlook the apparent failure of the police to suppress the situation and prosecute offenders. Indeed, the President's 5-member Internal Security Committee has thus far proven either incapable or unwilling to subdue this wave of lawlessness. Let it be clear, these acts of violence are an affront to the rule of law and must be addressed with urgency. Another form of violence that demands immediate and thorough investigation involves the verbal and physical attacks suffered by Electoral Commission officials at the hands of some NDC loyalists, including members of parliament, claiming to protect the ballot. These individuals brazenly obstructed and assaulted election officers who were simply carrying out their lawful duties as returning or presiding officers. Such actions were not only unlawful, but represented a blatant disregard for election-related laws and protocols, undermining the sanctity of our democratic process. Per Section 40 of Representation of the People's Act, there is an unequivocal position in the law. Quote, a person who willfully obstructs or interferes with an election officer in the execution of his duty commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 1 million cedis or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years or both. The disturbing videos circulating publicly highlight the grave threat that these actions pose to our democracy. If approved, the nominee for Attorney General must ensure a thorough investigation and accountability for these violations, as no crime in pursuit of political power should go unpunished. Upholding justice and the rule of law requires that all, including NDC MPs, MPP MPs, and all loyalists of political parties who violate the law under the guise of protecting the ballot face due consequences. This is about safeguarding Ghana's democratic integrity, not political partisanship. Mr. Chair, winning an election must not rest solely on the foundation of valid votes freely and lawfully cast in favor of a candidate, not on the degree of violence employed to intimidate or coerce those tasked with counting and tallying the results. Elections are the ultimate expression of the people's will, and any attempt to subvert this sacred process through intimidation or force undermines the very essence of democracy. Such actions cannot and must not be tolerated in a nation committed to justice, fairness, and the rule of law.
K-Bar TV, voice of the voices.